So we're glad to be back again, and we're glad to have you all with us. And so it's been a month since our last episode,
Yeah,
our
about
season
that.
1, and so we decided to come back with a stronger and more fun edition. It's called the Summer Edition. And so during the summer, we're gonna have a couple of episodes with the Focus missionaries, because turns out the Focus missionaries came to Belize. They always come every year, and so what we're gonna do is just have an interview with them and just ask them about their lives and ask them about their experience as missionaries and just everything about their passion for Christ and how that came about. So during these following weeks, we're just gonna have these episodes, and so we hope that you'll enjoy, and we hope that all of you just continue supporting us. We know that it's not live this time, but we would still appreciate that every one of you will just comment, will just like, will just share, just as you have done with season 1, and we just appreciate every support that we get.
Yeah, and if I'm right, this is not season 2 yet, right?
This is not
season 2 yet.
It's like
this is just a little special.
Season 1.5.
Yeah, people usually do like a Christmas edition with these shows, or like with shows like they'll do like a little Christmas special, but this is a summer special with Focus Missionaries. And so if you are interested and you haven't seen the show before, if you're new here, then you can go back and watch our previous episode on Facebook.
Yes.
So you can go, and we have 13 episodes in season 1.
13.
So you can go back and watch those with 13 special guests and a lot of fun. Lots of fun.
Well, yeah.
So here we have our missionaries. So first, in this first episode, we have Father David. This is Katie. And this is Lucy. So from what I understand, Father David is a Focus priest. So he works at a school, right? At a university?
So I work at a university and I work with Focus.
And so he's the priest, obviously. There's the priest. Yeah, if you haven't
all day long.
Yeah. Don't be mistaken, he's not a university student. Common mistake. Then we have Katie, and you work as like a minister, right?
As a missionary with Focus.
Yeah, okay.
Full time.
Yeah, okay. So she's not a university student.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So you train missionaries?
Well, I am a missionary, so I get the training.
Okay.
And then we go to campuses to work with students.
Oh, that's cool. Okay, and then we have Lucy, who is a student, right?
Yes.
So what does that mean?
I had the opportunity to attend Bible studies put on by Focus missionaries and come on trips with people like Katie Ann that are Focus missionaries. So I am one of the students that they minister to, and they help me grow in my faith journey and provide opportunities through my college for me to grow in my faith.
That is so cool. I've met Focus missionaries for maybe the past 5 years, and I did not know that.
Well, I'm glad you know now.
Yeah, thank you so much for telling me that. So can you tell us a bit about what Focus is, what it means, the acronym and everything?
So Focus stands for Fellowship of Catholic University Students. So our organization has about 700 missionaries, and we all train together, and then we're sent out in teams of 4 or 5 to different universities across the nation, and we have a couple abroad too. And so we work alongside of the university campus ministries. So we work with priests like Father David and campus ministers, and we really help go out to the university students and encounter them where they are. And we lead Bible studies, we go on mission trips like this one, and we invite students. We also do one-on-one mentorship with the students, and so really working on that friendship. We call it authentic friendship, so it's really great working with Focus and doing that.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard of the discipleship program too. So it's just a ripple effect. You start with one person, then that one person starts to form other people, and then you just have this entire group of missionaries too.
Yep, that's our model that we work off of.
That's so cool.
That's so cool.
I've heard of it, and it's pretty fun. Actually, one time I wanted to start something here, but it never worked out. But it was worth a try.
Yeah, we can still keep trying. And so, can you tell us where you're from, what state, what school you work at, and stuff?
So I kind of bounced around a lot. So I grew up in Tampa, Florida, and then I went to school at the University of Alabama. And so that's where I was for 4 years studying history, my undergrad. And that's where I met Focus Missionaries on my campus as a student. And then I decided to become a Focus Missionary. And I worked 1 year in Louisiana and then 1 year in Mississippi where I met Lucy.
And you, Father David?
So I'm currently at the Virginia Tech in Blacksburg, Virginia, and I've been there for the last 8 years, which is where we brought the Focus Missionaries in to work within our ministry.
Wow.
Oh.
Lucy?
I am originally from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I moved to Mississippi for a year to attend the university that Katie Ann worked at called Southern Mississippi. But actually in the fall, I will be transferring to Auburn University in Alabama.
Oh,
so
wow.
kind of all over the place.
Yeah. That's so cool. So you really are missionaries. Yeah, that's so fun.
Sure. Okay, so let's get into the fun part. So, just to have the viewers know a little bit more about you, we're going to do some icebreaker questions. And these questions are pretty fun. So feel free to just answer it, the way you want to. And, just have fun with it. So, okay, so the first question is, if they made a movie of your life, what would it be about, and which actor would you want to play you? So who would go first?
What would it be about?
Father David already has an answer.
I really don't. It would have to be a great actor, of course.
Yeah, obviously.
With stunning looks,
Yes. Yeah. You can see that.
Youthful appearance.
Yeah.
I'll just go with somebody like Jim Caviezel because he's a good actor and he's Catholic, and
he played Jesus.
And he played Jesus, but he also played another saint, in the movie about St. Paul. So I think he can tell the story well about a sinner who tries to be a saint. And I look at myself and say, I'm an imperfect person, but I want to really be close to the Lord, and I try every day to be more saintly, even though I'm frail and broken and. Like if you spend a little time with me, you realize, oh, he's a little knucklehead sometimes. So, but that's okay, because that's the journey we have. This is what Jesus chose the 12, and they were all a bunch of knuckleheads, right? Yeah. And they were chosen to start the church. And so we'll have someone like Jim Caviezel play me who is broken and who wants to be a holy saint.
Perfect. And the resemblance?
Not even close, but he's better looking than me.
Yeah.
It's a nice choice.
Anyone else?
I guess I would definitely have Blake Lively play me.
Oh.
Absolutely. No question about that. I love Blake Lively. And I love her husband. So if he could be in there too, that'd be great.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't know. I think I would definitely have my family in there. I'm from a really big family. I'm one of 8 children. So that's a big part of my life. I would definitely have some ups and downs in my faith because it's not always perfect, but definitely someone that's working on their faith and longing for that relationship with God, while still being a college student and keeping their grades up and just normal college student things.
Yeah, that's perfect. I could totally see Blake Lively playing you. Yeah.
Oh gosh, that's a hard question. I've had people tell me multiple times that they just want a video camera to follow me around and have just reality Katie Ann TV, because I tend to do little funny things by myself that I don't know that other people are watching, and they'll watch me and be like, Katie Ann, you're so weird. You have such an interesting life. So maybe I just have a little reality TV segment.
Oh, that's creative. That's a creative answer.
Yeah.
That's a creative answer. I love that. Right? Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to our second question. Okay, so this is just to know more about your personality. So if you had to describe yourself using 3 words, it would be? A minute there to think about it.
I know, we did this a couple days ago as a group, so I'm like, what did I say?
I'll go with serious, goofy, and prayerful. Because there's different sides of me. Sometimes when you see me in my priestly role at Mass and in prayers and stuff, I can be a pretty serious guy. But then if you get to know me a little bit, like when we're hanging at the dinner table or walking down the street, you'll see that Father David's kind of goofy. But you'll also notice that I try to pray.
Oh,
So those would be my 3 words.
Yeah, I love that.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think for me, I'm pretty easygoing. Maybe we haven't seen that much on the trip since I'm the director, so I'm in charge of a lot. But for the most part, I'm easygoing. I'm pretty joyful. I like to have fun. I like to be happy. And my third thing... Help me out, guys. Help me out. What's another thing to describe me?
Confident. You have a confidence about you that is really kind of inviting.
Aw.
Confidence.
Wow. Love that.
She likes to give me a hard time. So.
I love that.
You're very secure in yourself.
Yeah.
Lucy.
There we go.
I think I would go with outgoing and like talkative. Yeah. And I'm pretty sporty. I love being outside and doing sports. Grew up with them. Love it. I love to love people and to make them feel loved.
Aww.
That is so
I like you guys. So
Okay, now on to our final question. So this question just had to be asked because you're missionaries. And okay, so the question is, if you could visit any place in the world, where would you choose to go and why?
Okay, do the
There's so many
about
questions.
this.
Yes, I have.
As a missionary?
As a missionary, or just like as a person?
Just as a person, a normal
As
person.
a tourist.
I still haven't been to Africa yet, and I have some friends in Africa. I would like to go to Africa. I have a good priest friend actually in Rwanda, and I would love to go there to see the people, spend time with them. And I also want to see the great apes that are in the mountains there.
Yeah.
So I'll go with that.
Focus has a mission trip to Africa.
I know, I'm looking
Maybe
forward
next
to it.
year.
Wow, that's so cool. I have a question that I want to ask you guys, but later. Okay. Yeah. Anyone else?
I want to go everywhere. Honestly, I want to hit all 7 continents before I die. So I guess we'll start with Australia. Yeah,
Australia's nice. Yeah, I can totally see you in Australia.
Yeah. Kangaroo, maybe.
Oh man,
Ooh.
yeah.
Kangaroos. Mine would have to be Italy. I haven't been to Italy, so I'd really love to go to Rome. I love St. Clair of Assisi, so I'd love to go to Assisi.
Yeah.
And I studied art in college, so
yeah.
a lot of art that I studied is in Italy.
Wow, Italy is like the place to be because I feel like most of the saints are from there.
Yes.
It's like perfect.
A big
and like
pull.
today is St. Maria Goretti's feast day.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, she
Oh,
was
wow.
Italian, so I love her. She's one of my
She's your
favorites.
what? Confirmation saint?
No, she's not. She's one of my favorites.
Oh, okay.
She's one of my patron saints. Yeah,
Alright.
love her. So,
I think so. Now we're gonna take a break, and when we come back, we're gonna have some questions for the focus missionaries here, just to ask them, what their life here has been like, and also how have they came to have this close relationship with God, because all of them, they made a decision to come here, and that's a decision that required a lot of commitment to God.
Yeah.
So I think that's
and we
something
want
that
to
we
know
really
all the
like.
details. So, after this.
After this, we're just gonna take a break, and so stick around.
Are you fixing up your home or business and doing cement or plumbing work? Are you filling in your yard or making a new walkway or driveway and need affordable building materials? Well, Rosados Hardware has all building materials you need, from cement, gravel, sand, steel, cement blocks, white lime, pipes, hardboard, plywood, and nails. Need your building materials now? Well, call Rosados Hardware at 227-7053 for fast and fearless service, or visit us at 130 Cemetery Road and Partridge Street.
Rosado's Hardware Store is a proud sponsor of Guadalupe Media and Beyond Basic Summer Edition.
Welcome back. So thank you for sticking around for our next segment, which Santos isn't here right now, as you can see, sadly. It's just going to be me and Lucy, a little one-on-one girl time. So I'm just going to be asking her about her story, her conversion, you know, how she came to grow close to Christ, and a little bit about your time here, you know, how you got to get involved in Focus, what you're doing, like who you are, you know, back home, you know, who is Lucy? So I'm gonna get to know all that right now. So yeah, just first off, you said that you come from a family with 8 children.
Yes,
that's
so
very Catholic.
very, very Catholic for sure. Yeah. I'm number 5 of 8, so I have 2 older brothers, 2 older sisters, a younger brother, and then 2 younger sisters. And growing up, we always played together, loved on each other, all that stuff, and like it was definitely ingrained in our heads. We grew up with all of my cousins, so I have 28 first cousins on my mom's side. Yeah, so they all grew up down the street, and the ones that lived a little bit further away would come in every day for school, so we'd all play. And it was definitely a kiss and make up situation. So if we ever fought, my grandmother would be like, nope, kiss and make up, tell them you love them. And to this day, like me and my cousins are best friends. We love each other so much, and we now are able to like travel together and go on vacation. And like we were at the beach right before I came here, and one of my cousins was like, you want to just come stay with me the whole time? And I was like, yep, bye mom, like going sit with them. So we're all like siblings, but yeah, me and my siblings are very close. Me and my younger siblings kind of got the opportunity to grow closer these last few years. We were the 4 little ones that were left at home whenever COVID hit. And so we definitely got really close, and it's kind of been hard moving away for college because me and my little sister, she is my whole world. I love her so much. I haven't seen her in over a month. She was at summer camp when I left for here, so I'm really excited to see her when I get back to the States and give her a hug.
I love that so much. It's so heartwarming. So I imagine that you're a cradle Catholic.
Yes, so I was born into the Catholic family, baptized when I was an infant, don't remember that. Received First Communion and First Reconciliation, all of that in, I think, 2nd grade, whenever my church did it. In my school, I went to a Catholic school, so it was all just part of the curriculum, you know, learned about all of that, had to do these books after school. And then in high school, we get confirmed when we're juniors, so I got confirmed when I was junior in high school, and at that point I kind of got to choose to get confirmed. Obviously I was going to do it, my parents wanted me to, but they weren't going to force me to, so it was like my choice to get confirmed.
Oh wow, so have you just like always been very close to the faith?
Growing up, I practiced my faith because my parents took me to Mass on Sunday and brought me to confession with them before Easter and Christmas, and my school also did that, so it was just kind of what we did. I grew up in a community of that, so everyone was Catholic, everyone was going to Mass, so I would see my friends at church on Sunday, and yeah, so it was definitely just, it's what everyone's doing. When I got to high school, it was a little bit of a different story, and I kind of hid my faith a little bit more. I would still go to Mass on Sunday and still love the Lord, but I had a friend group at school and a friend group at church, and they didn't mix, and I didn't really talk about Jesus or pray before my meals when I was with my school friends at all. And then about halfway through high school, I kind of got tired of living the double life, and you know, my true friendships were my church friends, and I could talk to them about everything, and whether it was boys, a relationship I was in, my friends kind of being rude or whatever, I could go to them and they loved me and they were there for me through ups and downs and everything. So me and the school friends kind of sizzled out, and we're still friends, like we talk occasionally. A few of us are sorority sisters throughout the States, so, like they'll text me anytime we have fundraising events for that. But me and my church friends really, really got super close, and those are the girls that will probably be in my wedding one day. Those are the girls that, like, I love them to death. I can call them, and we have a pact, like, nobody cries alone. So, like, if we're ever super upset and, like, just need to cry, they're like, call me. And I'll cry and, like, listen to you. And I'm like, okay. So I definitely struggled with my faith a little bit. And then I was like, no, like, I want this to be my faith. And going to college was a little bit more difficult. I kind of left my community of like super, super Catholic girls who I could talk to all the time, and I didn't really want to bother them with some things, so I just like wouldn't talk to them. But I met a girl named Sarah, and she introduced me to Katie, and Katie's partner Mercedes, and the Focus missionaries at my school, and kind of helped me learn about this trip and get involved in my faith and pushed me to go to Mass all the time and, you know, invited me. So it was really nice.
Wow, that is so cool. So, I mean, it makes a lot of sense, you know, that whole double life thing that you didn't, you know, you don't want to live a lie.
Yeah.
And that is something that is, everyone has to make that decision, one point or the other. And it's so easy in high school. Like, you know, in high school, it's like, you want to fit in, you don't want to be like the buzzkill.
Exactly,
you know?
yes.
So it's very difficult, but I think it's just so cool that at such a young age, you decided to, you know, choose the path that you were on. And I mean, it's quite evident because you came all the way to Belize. Like, what's that been like?
Belize has been incredible. This is actually my second international mission trip. I went to Haiti when I was going into junior year of high school. And I just remember getting there and like being super nervous to be away from my family because like nobody really came on it with me from my family, but my really good friends came on it. So it was comfort in that. And I was with my middle school youth group that took me into high school, you know, like it kind of changed, but it was the same group of kids. So I just remember feeling such joy there. And this last year, I kind of felt like I lost some of that joy. So coming to Belize, I was really hoping like to catch like the joy from y'all, because honestly, y'all are so joyful and y'all are so just happy and fun to be around. And it's hard to smile, and it's hard to not smile whenever I see the little kids, or whenever like one of them just randomly comes up and hugs you, and you're like, oh my gosh. And we've been doing work with different groups. So we went to like Moscow last week, and right now we're in Balama 4. And the kids, they just come up and hug you, and they tell you they love you, and they draw you pictures, and you're like, I have never spoken to you in my life, and I love you. Like, this is amazing. Like, wow, I love it. So Belize has been awesome. There's a lot of mosquitoes, but other than that, it's been really great.
Yeah, how are you managing with the Creole?
Yo, I don't speak any Spanish. I don't speak Creole either, so I'm like sitting there like, can you repeat that again? And I feel bad because I'm like, I should know your language. But I took Spanish for 2 years in high school and just kind of took it because I had to. Don't remember any of it. Occasionally someone will say something and I'm like, that means this. Okay, I got it. I can do that. But I don't know anything else. It's really sad, but it's okay. I'm managing. I'm managing.
It's fine. Yeah. You mentioned that you guys are doing summer camps, right? So,
we are. Yes.
What else are you guys doing?
So we did summer camps last week for 2 days in Moscow, and the beginning of those days, we went door to door and kind of prayed with some families and invited them to summer camp and invited them to come to church on Sunday, and just like let them know the doors to church are always open if you want to come, if you feel called to just go sit in the Lord's presence or just go talk to God. Like, He's there and He wants you. And Father David and I were in the same group, so he was really good at telling them, like, even through your brokenness and even though you don't feel worthy, like, He wants you. And that was really, really powerful to me because I was like, He does. He still wants you every time that you've fallen. So we've been going door to door and just like letting people know, like, you're always welcome. And then in the afternoons, we hold like a summer camp for the children. And so we did one yesterday afternoon and we'll do one again this morning. And we're kind of just reading with them and brushing up on some of their reading skills from the school year last year, or that so that they can go back to school in the fall. And also praying with them and bringing them some catechism and just playing games and making sure they know they are loved. So
I love that.
Awesome.
I think the summer camps are what, like, a lot of people in Belize look forward to the most every year, because we do them every year. And a lot of families are like asking, are you guys having summer camp? Are you guys having summer camp? So it's like, you may not know this, but your role here is so important. And we always look forward to having missionaries come and to spending time with you guys. And so I'm glad that you like Belize and you like us. And we hope you come back. Yeah, it's It's so important. So I think, thank you so much, Lucy. That was so beautiful. I love talking to you. So I think, she and I are going to go off and we're going to bond a little bit right now. And so when we come back, we're going to see Santos with Katie. So thank you and stick around.
Okay, and we're back. We just switched places just now, and I'm here with Katie, and we've just heard a very spectacular story from Lucy. Something that's very common to a lot of youths. But I know every person's story is different, and I know every person has something to share differently about God, about their encounter with Him, and so I just have Katie here with me. And then I don't really know Katie. I'm gonna know her right now. And so first of all, the first thing I heard about Katie in the intro segment was Katie is someone who is very secure, very confident. So how is your life back home, like with your friends and just like your hobbies, and what do you do back home?
Oh, that's a big question. Life back at home. So I work as a full-time missionary with Focus. And one of the greatest joys about getting to be a missionary is the community that I get back at home. So every summer, all of the missionaries come together in the region. So I get all of the Southern missionaries and we do a training. And so these are people who are doing the same work that I'm doing on different campuses that I don't get to see every day. And it fills me with a lot of life and a lot of joy being with all of them together, because they're people who are striving in their faith. They have a zeal for souls, a zeal for mission, and they also just like to have fun, which I like to have fun too. So,
oh, that's cool.
So yeah. I love hanging out with my friends when I go home, especially during the summertime when I'm not on campus with the students. And some other hobbies that I have. I love to be outdoors. I live in the South, so I grew up in Florida, so I love being at the beaches. Alabama, Louisiana, Mississippi, they have beautiful hiking trails, so I love to be outside. I'll usually try to take students with me to have like a bonding experience with them.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, sort of your personality reminds me of my brother. So for the viewers, my brother was the person who used to host the show before. And so he had, he has this very confident personality, where he just like dives into whatever adventure, that attracts him. And I think that's the same with you. You just like being outdoors and just like experiencing new things. But was it always like that? Like, were you always like that from like the beginning, from like you were a child and growing up? Did you always have that confidence, or how were you?
I think growing up, that confidence wasn't always there. I cared a lot about what other people thought of me growing up, especially in middle school and high school. Caring a lot about what my family thought of me, caring about what my friends thought of me. I know we heard from Lucy about kind of that double life where she had her friends at church and then her friends at home. And my family doesn't practice the Catholic faith as strongly as I do. So I definitely felt that double life, like trying to please my family, but then also feeling a calling to be more involved in the church. But once I started having deep encounters with Christ and knowing that my identity solely lies in Him, that's where that confidence came from, and gave me more confidence to do mission work and tell my family that I want to go on mission trips, I want to be a missionary full time. It gave me confidence to reach out to students in doing focus work, because students can be a little scary too. Asking them to come to Bible study, asking them to go on mission trips. So my confidence definitely came through my relationship with Christ.
That is good. I really love that. And just, because I think like when you're young and you grow up with a concept of God, and then slowly that changes as you grow older. But what was your concept of God, since you said that you didn't have like a very a strong Catholic background? So how was that concept of God initially, and how did that evolve into the concept of God you have now?
Yeah. So I grew up in a Catholic family, which was really great. So I always had the basics given to me from my mom. So we grew up going to Mass on Sunday, trying to go to confession at least once a year. But then that's kind of where it stopped. We didn't really talk about God outside of church. So my concept of God was that he was present and that he loved me, but that was kind of it. There was no relationship with him. And so when I started to get more involved in church activities and meeting adults who shared their faith with me, that was really important for me. And hearing about how other people were talking to God daily in prayer, having encounters with him in the Eucharist, praying the rosary, going to daily Mass. I knew that I wanted my relationship with God to look like that. So I started attending daily Mass. I started trying to make an effort to pray, reading scripture. And through these efforts, and by the grace of God, I started to know him more intimately and more deeply, and kind of went from him just being a figure in my life to him coming into the center of my life.
Okay, so it was a very slow process for you. It wasn't something like, just immediate, like you just encountered God one day and then your life changed after that. It was a very slow process for you.
Yes, it was a slow process. Probably some key points in there, but no like one big boom moment. It was very slow.
Right, and then through, all these different resources, all these different, mediums of grace, you eventually started to, like you said in the beginning, gather your identity from Christ. I know that can be something like a struggle for most people, and especially when they're young. And even when you're older, you just kind of like grasp your identity from like, the things you do, the things you're good at, from the power you have, or different sources. But if it's not from God, then you don't have that security that that most people desire and most people need. So how was that for you? Like, did you see that through your conversion? Did you see yourself grasping on things that you thought identified you, but really they were just like glimpses of what is really, God, or, what you really need to allow your identity in?
Yeah, I think in high school, a lot of where I wanted to put my identity was in the friends that I had. So the people who I was hanging out with, like, are they the cool kids? Like, are they popular? Also in grades, we had like a big academic push in high school. So trying to make the best grades, trying to get into the best college. Those were all things that definitely were trying to pull me away from resting my identity in God. Because those things are good, like having good friends and making good grades are all good things. But when you start to shift your focus onto them, that's where the anxiety bubbles up and you start to lose your confidence. So I always tried to make sure that when I started to feel anxious or I started to kind of freak out, I'd be like, okay, I'm shifting my focus onto these things that are good, but they shouldn't be the center of my life. So going into college, I joined a sorority. Do you guys know what sororities are here? Sororities and fraternities?
Well, I don't know personally, but you could explain it.
So they are the Greek life system at universities. So they're kind of like clubs of men and women. And you can join a sorority when you go into college. And it's like a big thing to do in southern campuses. It's kind of hard to explain when you don't have them here. But I joined a sorority, and that was another thing that kind of tried to pull me away from focusing on God, was focusing on my social events, my friends that I was having. Was I in like the best sorority? Was I making the top grades in my sorority? My sorority ended up being a very great experience for me, but I still had to keep that mindset of like, okay, God is my number one priority and not this social life that I'm having.
And I'm glad you mentioned the word focus, because it just leads right into my next question. And so, so how is life like for you now as a missionary, as a person who, goes out and just like forms others and just really the missionary experience? How is it like for you? How is it like to be in focus? Because I know a lot of people, they just, there's some people who really fall in love with focus and they just want to do it full time. So what triggered you to go at it full time, and how is it like now?
So what triggered me to go full-time with Focus was when I was a student in Alabama. I was involved as a Bible study leader, so I was attending a Bible study, and then I started to lead my own Bible study with the help of a missionary. And when the time came to graduate college, I kind of took a look at my time in Alabama, my 4 years, and I was like, okay, where was I the most happy? Where was I the most joyful? What did I enjoy doing the most? And the answer was easy. I loved being with my missionary, spending time with her. I loved leading my Bible study with my sorority. I loved going to Bible study. Basically, anything that Focus had to offer, I was going to do because that's where I felt Christ's joy, like, just radiate through me. And so I ended up applying for Focus. I asked my missionary, I was like, how can I do this full time? Like, it's been such a joy in college. Like, I want it to be what I do full time outside of college, at least for the next 2 years, because that's how long we signed up for. So I applied and I got accepted. I had no other job offers lined up, so I knew that that's where God wanted me.
Wow, yeah. And I could really testify to that, because then, you know, sometimes like when you're about to make a decision and then you see other doors closing, then you just have like this one decision, and then God just makes it easier for you. So thank you for sharing all that. You know, these are two really great stories, and hopefully after this we could just get to know more Katie and Lucy. And thanks for sticking around too. Remember to always like, comment, whatever, you know, stood out to you from these powerful stories. Just make sure to comment, guys, and to make sure to share too with your friends, with your family, with your loved ones. And so right now we're going to take a break, and afterwards it's going to be really fun, because we're going to have everyone back on the set, and we're going to have a game, and the game is really, really fun, I promise you guys. And so so please join us as we look to come to an end with this summer edition, episode 1 of our Beyond Basics show.
Are you fixing up your home or business and doing cement or plumbing work? Are you filling in your yard or making a new walkway or driveway and need affordable building materials? Well, Rosados Hardware has all building materials you need, from cement, gravel, sand, steel, cement blocks, white line, pipe, cardboard, plywood, and nails. Need your building materials now? Well, call Rosados Hardware at 227-7053 for fast and friendly service, or visit us at 130 Cemetery Road and Partridge Street.
Rosados Hardware Store is a proud sponsor of Guadalupe Media and Beyond Basics Summer Edition.
Welcome back! So everybody knows this is my favorite part of the show. We have our game now, and so Santos and I have coffee mugs. Don't worry, we're not being rude, and only us have coffee, and they don't. These aren't coffee. There's not coffee in these mugs, right? No. It's our game. So our game is kind of like it is truth or dare. So yeah, it's truth or dare, but like don't be too scared. They're really funny and fun, and so. Kind of like code. Divine Mercy mug is dare. Divine dare.
Okay.
And then Holy Spirit inspires truth. So Holy Spirit mug is truth. So you pick truth or dare, and then you just like pick one out of the mug, and then yeah, if it's a dare, you do what it says, and if it's a truth, then you kind of like answer the question. Yeah.
Okay.
So. Who should we start with? I think we should. We should start with.
The guest, so.
Do we get to pick?
Which
if we do truth or dare?
Yeah, you get to pick truth or dare.
Lucy
could start. Yeah.
I choose truth.
Which Holy Spirit truth? Okay.
Holy Spirit truth.
Who is your holy man or woman crush? Okay, follow my Mike Schmitz.
Oh,
He's so cute. Oh, I love him.
And
Yes, absolutely.
yeah, he's so funny. Oh my god. Yep.
Yeah,
I
great
agree.
guy.
Yep. Okay, Father. wait. Truth or dare?
I'll go with truth.
Okay.
Well, now I have to pick dare.
Yeah, you kind of do.
Oops.
It's the rule.
If your house was burning, what 4 things would you grab?
Oh.
I don't keep many valuable things in my house, so it wouldn't almost matter if my office was burning. It'd be different. But I guess my cell phone, my wallet, my rosary, and clothes from my back.
Oh yeah. Perfect. I think that's perfect. I would not have been that practical. Yeah. So Katie, truth or dare?
Oh, well, I want to pick truth, but I feel like it's more fun to pick dare. Yeah. So I'm going to pick dare.
I think so too.
I'm so nervous.
I don't think it's that bad.
Put on a silly face for 5 seconds.
Oh yeah, you gotta zoom in.
Zoom in?
No.
Please
For 5 seconds. You just have to make a silly face consistently.
Okay. I'm trying to think of a silly face to make. I can cross my eyes.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
5 seconds.
I get stuck.
You have to count me down. Okay, ready? Here we go.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo, that was perfect. I love that. Genius.
Your turn.
Me, truth or dare?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna be brave and go for dare. I'm scared. Actually scared. After every sentence you say for the rest of the game, you have to say honk. Oh man, honk.
Okay.
That's just not gonna talk.
I don't want to talk, honk.
That's how one day is today.
I don't know, honk.
We're going to be watching online to make sure you do this.
Yes. Okay, truth or dare, honk.
I'm going to go with truth.
My God.
Okay. Has a priest fallen asleep or yawned while hearing your confession? Okay, so Father Scott, I have to apologize. Father Scott, one time he slept during my confession. I did a face-to-face confession with him, but I couldn't understand because he was really tired. And he was just like falling asleep, and I was just like halfway through my confession. So, Father Scott, he's that.
Father Scott.
Father David, have you ever fallen asleep during your confession? Honk.
I have to be honest. I think that I have, yes.
Father.
Probably at the very end of a long day, or sometimes late in the afternoon after maybe having too much lunch or something. I think that I probably dozed off. Kind of a little nodding thing. I am embarrassed to say that.
It's okay.
It happens.
Honk. So, Lucy. Honk.
I guess I'll do. I really don't want to do dare, but I did truth last time, so I'll go with the dare. Oh, it's long. Oh, okay. Let the person on your right draw something on your arm with a permanent marker. Okay. Katie Ann?
Oh, that's me.
I'm
an artist. Oh.
Make it big and bold so that we can see it for the next week or two.
I know. I'm trying to think what.
Thank you.
Does anyone have any inspiration here?
Yeah. We didn't have any other marker. Honk.
Do you all have a logo or a theme for this show?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, our logo.
I cannot draw Our Lady of Guadalupe.
Or a phrase or anything that you could just write on the arm? That'd be mine.
Right beyond basic.
Oh,
there we go.
That's a good one.
I love
Lucy
it.
is beyond basic.
For the show now, all over Belize.
We'll do a nice little hashtag with it too.
Hashtag beyond basic.
Hashtag BB, there we go.
Beyond basic. Lucy is not a basic girl.
Ta-da!
Right,
So that, can you see that? Can you see that? It's Perfect. Promo.
No washing of the arm.
No washing.
I should have put that in there.
Father.
Is there a dare left? I guess I want to be funny if there's a dare. Otherwise, I can tell the truth.
Yeah. There's plenty to go around.
Okay.
Actually, there's not.
Put on the reindeer headband for the rest of the morning. Can we do this again?
I love that he got it.
Yes.
Where's your honk? There you go. There you go.
Okay.
Great.
Beautiful.
I told you I was goofy, so here we are.
He's proving his point. Honk.
All right, I go for truth now. How long have you gone without a shower? So finals week in college is a little stressful, and that's definitely where I sacrificed my shower time. So I'll say I think the longest I went finals week without a shower was probably 3 days, three to 4.
Wow. That's a hard life.
Yeah.
Honk.
Katie and
Yep, I valued sleep and food over shower, so.
Oh no.
Okay. Well, I'll think I'm going to take truth this time because that dare was brutal. Honk. Okay. Would you rather do a 3 a.m. holy hour or do a silent retreat for 2 days? I can't keep silent because I talk a lot, so I would definitely do the 3 a.m. holy hour. Honk. Your turn, Santos. Honk.
Yeah, I have to do it there. I did show Okay, thumb wrestle with the person beside you.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that wasn't as fun as the other ones.
Can we do arm wrestle?
Arm wrestle? Yeah, sure.
Can we do an arm wrestle? Can you get that?
Just kidding.
Yeah. Okay. This is going to be hard because it spins.
Okay.
I'm going to win. I hope you know.
Okay.
Do you see these muscles? I've been
I'm gonna
working
try
out,
my
Honk.
I'm gonna try.
Okay.
Count on
2,
you.
3, go. Are you letting me win? Are you letting me win?
You're fine.
You're letting your girl be. Stop it! You let me win!
You let me win.
You let me win. I don't.
I'm left-handed, that's why.
Oh. That's why. Okay. Well, I won Santos in arm wrestling. Honk. Okay, so since the game is done, I don't have to say honk anymore.
No, you didn't put a time limit.
No, it said
Wasn't it for a
until the
year?
game's done.
Oh,
For a year.
I thought it was for a year.
No, it said until the game done. The game ended.
Look at
Where is it? I'm scared. Yeah, no, I think it's until the game ended.
yeah, I don't remember.
Because I'm not saying
I don't
honk
remember
anymore. Yeah. Okay, so thank you for watching our game. That was so much fun. And I just love that. See, we have evidence of this now. He's wearing the headband and she has a temporary
Tattoo.
Beyond Basic. Yes. Permanent marker tattoo by Katie. Okay, perfect. So,
I guess it's the end. So just a little recap right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then, what stuck out to you from Lucy's story?
Lucy's story, I think she said that she's a very loving person, and we can see that. But I also think, you know, she has a lot of love around her, and it's so beautiful to see that God really, He shows His love to you through other people, and I love that so much, and that you really see the good in everything, and I hope we can be friends now because I really like you. Yes. I think you guys are so fun, and so I think I was just so fun to talk to them. And yeah, how about you? What stuck
for
out?
me, I think Katie, what stuck out to me from her was really just her passion for missionary work, and just deciding to dedicate her full time to this. Not seeking any reward, just like the reward that she gets is the joy. Lucy shared that there's so much joy when you're here, and just from the people around you. So likewise, I think there's joy from us, and I guess that's enough reward for you. So
Yeah, I think they really proved themselves because in the beginning we had a little icebreaker and everything, and you guys kind of described yourself. And Father David proved he's goofy. Katie proved she's confident. And Lucy proved that she's joyful and loving. So I think that this is perfect. This is a great episode. And so if you want to see more missionaries, you know, we're going to have a lot of fun with some more of them. So stick around for our other episodes in our summer edition for Beyond Basic. And so hope to see you guys next time. Like, comment, share, and then share again. It was so nice to be back.
Episode 1 of our summer edition. So thank you all for watching.
Thank you.
And we hope to see you soon. God bless.
All right. Bye-bye.